yojanam samantat surabhim chakara. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Mataji.
Anjali.
Thank you.
Mataji, I started recording. I got your message. Thank you. Thank you.
तस्यः यः पुरुषसुरभिः सौगन्धवायुस्तं देशं दशयोजनं समन्तात् सुरभिं चकार. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Thank you. Chitra Mohini, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। तस्य यः पुरुष सौरभि सौगन्ध्यवायुस्तं देशं दशयोजनं समन्तात् सुरभिं चकार। हरे
Thank
कृष्ण
you. Hare
माताजी।
Krishna. Venkat Narsimha Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Louder.
Louder, Prabhu. Louder. Your voice is not coming. Please.
Tasya Purusha Surabhay Saugandhya Vayustam Desam De Dasayojanam Samantat Surabhim Sakara.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Vijay Kumari, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। दस्यः पुरीशशूरभिः तं देशं दशयोजनं समन्तदाशुरभिं सहार। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू।
Madhu, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। तस्यः यः पुरीश सुरभि सौगंध्य वायुस्तं देशं दशयोजनं समन्तात् सुरभिं चकार। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे
Thank you,
कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Prafulla, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। तस्य यः पुरुषः सुरभि सौगाध ततं देशं दशयोजनं समन्तात् सुरभिं चकार। हरे कृष्ण
Thank you,
माताजी। थैंक यू माताजी।
Mataji. Hare Krishna. No Revati Mataji today. Okay. तस्याः यः पुरुषः सुरभिः सौगन्ध्यवायुस्तं देशं दशयोजनं समन्तत् सुरभिं चकार. Tasya, his, her, indeed, yaha, which, purisha, of the stool, surabhi, by the aroma, saugandhya, possessing a good fragrance, vayu, the air, tam, that, desham, country, dasha, up to 10, yojanam, yojanas, 1 yojana equals 8 miles, samantad, all around, surabhim, aromatic, chakara, made. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because Lord Rishabdev remained in that condition, the public did not disturb him. But no bad aroma emanated from his stool and urine. Quite the contrary, his stool and urine were so aromatic that they filled 80 miles of the countryside with a pleasant fragrance. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. From this, we can certainly assume that Lord Rishabdev was transcendently blissful. His stool and urine were so completely different from the material stool and urine that they were aromatic. Even in the material world, cow dung is accepted as purified and antiseptic. A person can keep stacks of cow dung in one place and it will not create a bad odor to disturb anyone. We can take it for granted that in the spiritual world, stool and urine are also pleasantly scented. Indeed, the entire atmosphere became very pleasant due to Lord Rishabdev's stool and urine. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjan Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastite Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priyai. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिव साधि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Because Lord Rishabdev remained in that condition, the public did not disturb him, but no bad aroma emanated from his stool and urine. Quite the contrary, his stool and urine were so aromatic that they filled 80 miles of the countryside with a pleasant fragrance. All right, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Very fortunate 5th canto, Creative Impetus, chapter 5. People who don't know the name of the chapter, please tell me the name. Not the same people every day. What is the name of the chapter?
Teachings of Rishabhadeva to his sons.
Okay.
Teachings of Rishabhadeva to his 100 sons.
Okay, very nice. Shubhara Prabhu, Sujata Mataji. One more person. What is the name of the chapter? Teachings of...
Lord Rishabhadeva to his sons.
Okay, thank you. So we are at the part of the chapter where we are discussing that Lord Rishabhdev has accepted the activities of a
Avadhuta.
Avadhuta. Yes. What is the difference between an Avadhuta and a hippie? Or who is the Avadhuta?
Avadhuta is the one who doesn't care for social convenience.
Oblivious to
Okay.
the social norms,
Ritual.
situated transcendentally, and is in his own glory, blissful glory.
Okay, sannyasi is also situated transcendently in his glory. What is it? Avadhuta. What is the distinguishing feature of an Avadhuta?
Who is not bound by any of these
In his
rules.
own blissful spiritual glory.
Sannyasi is at least in Varnashram Dharma.
Yeah.
But Avadhuta he is not caring about the Varnashram Dharma also. He is always
Surpassed.
situated in
Yes,
spiritual
about the
bliss.
rules and regulations of Varnashram.
Yes, very nice. So Avadhuta is a personality who is able to move freely in the material world, not bound by the rules and regulations of the material world, because they have fully realized their own spiritual existence in relation with Krishna. And sometimes the Avadhuta is compared to air. We cannot restrict air from entering anywhere. Sometimes it is compared to the air. Okay, so Lord Rishabhdev has assumed that mystic yogic potency or mystic yogic ability of being an Avadhuta, and he's roaming around. When he was roaming around first, was he welcomed wherever he went? Welcome, the Avadhuta has come. Was he welcomed?
No.
No, ma'am. No.
What was happening? What was happening externally?
People threw stones and
and
abominable things on him.
Noxious things were getting.
Yes. So what happened then to counteract the antagonistic principles externally? What did Rishabhdev do?
He assumed the form
the
of
qualities of a python.
Ajagar.
Jagar Vritti, right? So from there, we learned certain aspects that Jagar Vritti, one of the things which I think I did not know, if I don't remember if I mentioned yesterday or not, Prabhupada says when the external elements become so disturbing, this is a lesson learned by Lord Rishabhdev's pastime, when the external elements in our life become so disturbing and we don't know what to do. Srila Prabhupada says in his class, then we need to learn from Lord Rishabhdev's pastime that sit down at one place. Sit down. Don't run here and there. Sit down and chant Hare Krishna. Just sit down. And Prabhupada has said that, okay, sit down and look at the deities. Just look at the deities. How nicely they're dressed. How nicely the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead are decorated with tulsi, how nicely the garland is. Just sit down and look. And if you don't have deities to look at, then look at the picture of the deities. Now don't tell me in today's age you can't pull out a picture, but if you have that inability to pull out a picture also, then just chant Hare Krishna at one place. Don't go here and there, because nothing is going to be solved with that particular unnecessary roaming around. Over here, we are saying that he was coating his body with his own stool and urine, but here it is made clarified that Rishabhdev's stool and urine is not material. And Prabhupada is giving a corollary example of a cow dung. You see, cow dung is antiseptic, right? There is no bad odor that emanates from cow dung. I'm in Gujarati right now, and we have over 90 cows here. And they pass cow dung and urine all the time. But there is no bad fragrance in the whole of the dham. You know, in fact, we were spending time with the cows few minutes ago, and they were licking everywhere, like my hands and everything. So, and they're pooping and they're urinating, but it's still somehow, there's so much of attachment. There's so much like Krishna consciousness is so nice that you can even relate to other living entity in that manner, because there's Krishna consciousness. There's no bad odor, and there are no bad elements, or we don't face, by Krishna's grace, bad diseases, because there's so much protection here, and there's so much of cow dung. We always, during COVID, the whole world was suffering, and we were kind of in a bubble. So one time we discussed, maybe because we have cows, maybe because we have cows, the virus is not there. So anyway, so Lord Rishabdev's stool and urine is transcendental. That is why Krishna is called as, we cannot understand Krishna by our own understanding, because Krishna is, what was that word again?
Adhokshaja
Adhokshaja.
and Achintya.
Adhokshaja and Achintya. So Adhokshaja, we cannot understand Krishna by our own logic, by our own experience or experience of others. Krishna has to reveal himself, and he reveals himself through the mercy of the pure devotee. Okay, and how do we get the mercy of the pure devotee? How do we get the mercy of the pure devotees? How do we? They're always merciful.
By serving them.
Serving them.
Okay, by serving them and
following their instructions.
very nice, and
Dust
serving
of
them,
their lotus feet,
Preaching
Mataji.
them.
Dust of their lotus feet.
touch their lotus feet. Okay.
Dust
Serving
of,
them,
dust of.
dust of the lotus. Okay. Serving
In
dust of the lotus
other-
feet is a allegorical comparison that you're actually putting yourself under their lotus feet, means you're going to obey what they say. Okay. So it's not literally you scratch the dust and put it. Not literally like that. Okay,
Humbly
serving
questioning
them. Huh?
Humbly questioning them.
Very nice. Inquiring. Inquiry about spiritual topics is so important. Okay, Krishna consciousness is a life. It's alive. It's not like a fiction. It's not like a mythology. So we have to go more in deep of a topic. One needs to be inquisitive. One needs to question, right? So many questions Arjun asked to Krishna. Did Krishna ever say, "I'm fed up of your questions"? Did he ever say?
No.
So many questions Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukdev Goswami. Did Sukdev Goswami ever say, "Oh, enough now, enough, no more questions"? Did he ever say like that?
No.
So questioning is so important, and inquisitiveness is so important. So that way, this topic gets revealed to us. It's a knowledge of revelation. Yes, to get that knowledge revealed, we have to do an effort as well. It's not that, okay, I'm gonna sleep and get up and all the knowledge is revealed to me. Not like that. Okay, so how can we understand that Rishabdev's stool and urine were not emanating bad odor? In fact, they were aromatic, and the aroma was spread 80 miles into the countryside, and there was very nice fragrance. How do we understand this? We can't. And how do we understand that cow dung is a stool of animal, but it is an antiseptic and there is no bad odor? We can't. Then we accept it, right? We accept that Vedic knowledge as a fact without questioning, because we cannot understand some things. We cannot. Remember, I gave this example yesterday when I was reading Prabhupada's lecture on yesterday's verse, that Prabhupada then discussed this question with his Mayavadi friend. That he was saying God cannot have form because this is the only form we know of, and this form is temporary, the human form, and it's going to vanish. But Prabhupada gave example of a coconut tree, right? The 60 feet tall. He said this tree is 60 feet tall, and the coconut fruit is growing at the top of the tree, and it has a husk, it has a pulp, and it has water. Where is the pipeline to put water in that fruit? Can you see a pipeline? No. Then just accept it. Because eventually Krishna reveals. Now let me ask this question to this assembly. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that by his mere look, right? Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate sachara acharam. By his mere look, the material energy is producing living entities. By his mere look. So, okay, at one point we accept that, okay, this is how it is happening, but is there a understanding of it? How can we understand that this is happening? Krishna looks at the material energy and the material energy produces. Please raise your hand. Are you getting my question? These are all things which we cannot understand by logic, but Krishna says it. But after some time, because of the mercy of the spiritual master and the acharyas and Guru Sadhu Shastra principle, we tend to get little understanding. So I'm raising this question. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, just by his mere look, he is producing all these living entities in the material energy. How do you explain that? You can raise your hand. How do you explain that? Surekha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In Brahma Samhita, it is given that Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti mantri. So means his indriyas, any indriya can do any other work, any other indriya's work. So his glance also can impregnate the Mahatattva.
Okay, so you're giving an evidence from the Shastras. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else? By Krishna's mere look, the material energy is producing all the living entities. How do we understand? Nobody.
By his mere look, he takes prasadam, no Mataji, whatever we offer. By his mere look, he takes prasadam. The same way he will produce. I don't know, I'm wrong.
Thank you. You're very nice. So you're giving evidence from the Shastras again. Shubham Patil Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandapranam. Mataji, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has only created all these things. So why? So he will be able to create anything by his glance, right?
Okay, that's an anecdotal understanding because he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can do anything. So why not this? So why is it impossible for him? Okay, very nice. Thank you. Very nice. So I'll tell you what Srila Prabhupada explains. Srila Prabhupada explains in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is sun and moon? In 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita, when he's explaining 88 opulences, what does he say about sun and moon? Represent his
eyes.
Okay, so and then what does he say? By the potency of the sun, the material energy produces vegetations. Is it not? Do we need sunlight to produce?
Yes.
Yes.
So just by his mere look. And then the moon in the night time puts juice in the vegetables and fruits. Yes?
Yes.
So by his look. So he produces by his look. You get it? So we cannot understand what we are reading at the stage that we are in, but if we advance, then these nitty-gritty mystical things going around us get revealed by the mercy of the acharyas. Okay, so don't try to say that, okay, this is fictitious understanding. It is not. And Prabhupada is giving an evidence that in material world, cow dung is pure. Right? Cow dung is antiseptic and pure. Wherever there is cow dung, the place is considered to be purified. In DD room, we put cow dung, right? Even in villages in India. I don't know if you have an experience or not, but I have an experience as a little girl that in the DD room in a nearby temple, we would put cow dung on the floor to make it nice and antiseptic. Okay, so understand that everything about Krishna is transcendental. And how is it transcendental? How can I explain it from my experience? We cannot. Then what do? We accept it. Then what happens by the time factor and by our advancement in Krishna consciousness, by the mercy of the acharyas, it gets revealed to us. Until then, we wait and we just accept. Okay. Any questions? And also understand, which I forgot to say yesterday, which was a very important point that Prabhupada made, that whenever there is disturbance in life, from the pastime of Lord Rishabdev, we can understand that sit down at one place, adopt this Ajagar Vritti and chant Hare Krishna. It's a mistake to look anywhere else for a permanent solution. It's a mistake. Okay. Any questions, reflection, realizations, or corrections before we go to our Krishna book? So many.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Can I
Krishna.
ask one question?
Yes.
Mataji, if we if there are too many disturbances, then we sit down and don't do anything. But
Chant Hare Krishna.
at the chant Hare Krishna, yes. But at the same time, Lord says that you have to act. Yuddhasva Vikatajara. Every time he says that you have to fight. Although Arjuna was in such a situation that everything was coming down upon him, but still Lord asked him to fight.
Correct. So it doesn't mean that, okay, we are not going to even lift a finger. But what it says is don't go here and there. Don't go on traveling, and don't go on like knocking too many doors. Do what needs to be done. But if we are over endeavoring to solve a problem and it is not getting solved, then we have to pause. We have to pause. It's not that we don't do anything in the sense that we don't take proper actions if we have an ability to take proper actions. Okay, but we don't really like run around like a chicken without a head. And that becomes the only agenda of my life. And the problem still doesn't get solved. Prabhupada has given this from his own life, the example. I'll tell you. Prabhupada was asked, before he started ISKCON in Jhansi, he started League of Devotees, right?
Yes.
So when he started League of Devotees, and it wasn't getting anywhere. So he tried, it wasn't getting anywhere. He said, okay, Krishna has other plans. He stopped it. But when it came to the Juhu temple in Bombay, there were so many problems. I don't know if you have read Prabhupada Learngita. There were so many problems. And even the devotees were telling, his disciples were telling, Prabhupada, please give up. Let's give up because it's too much. It's getting too complicated. We have problems from everywhere. And Prabhupada said, I will fight. I'll go on fighting. And I'll build a temple for Radha Gopinath, right? Who reside there. So Prabhupada did it. So
No,
we learned
Mataji,
it
it is Radha Rasbihari.
Where is Radha Gopinath then? Chopati?
It is Chopati.
Chopati, yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, so we learned from the life of Srila Prabhupada that what action to take where. And then he was asked that Prabhupada, what made you give up League of Devotees in Jhansi, but then you fought so much for the Juhu temple? He said because he always wanted to. He was also getting tired. But what to do? He had promised the deities that he will build them the temple. He had promised. So if that's the promise, if that's the motivation, then go far and wide. But if it is something which is on our own accord and the problem is not getting solved, then try. But don't get succumbed to it. Like I know some people who have very serious legal issues going on for over 2 decades. Over 2 decades. In India, it is very easy, right? There's the court problem go on for over 2 decades, very easy. So over 2 decades, and then that becomes like the agenda of their life. No. At some point, one needs to be intelligent. Okay. Did it make sense,
Yes,
Sureka Mataji?
Yes. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, the question, reflection, realizations, corrections, complaints. Chalo, I'll keep going.